Hey everybody, this is Everyday Commentary, and this is a Sweet Stuff Saturday. But before we get there, I want to show you the new addition to my shop, which is this French cleat tool wall. I found the plywood up in the rafters in my garage. It was like all dusty and under a bunch of crap, like household stuff. You know, like they had ordered extra gutter, and they had a couple of panels of the siding that's on the house. And I decided I was gonna take down the plywood, so I have a stack of crappy plywood, and that I was going to use it to make a tool wall. And the inspiration for this is Frank Howarth does a lot of stuff with French cleats, and it turns out pretty nice. So what was the inspiration for me doing it in particular? This thing. This is my Makita track saw, and it is impossible to store. There is just no convenient way to store it. The other thing that I really didn't like, I didn't like how big all of the blow molded plastic cases were. So like this came in a pretty nice Carry blow mold plastic case, but it was huge. It was huge. It made this like tool like 3 or 4 times the size of the tool. It was just not great. The other thing is I had this, which was impossible to store. I had no place to put this. This was in a milk crate. And I had no place to put this, then a giant blow molded case. I had made this sled for the hand plane. By the way, it has a little cutout, so the blade is not actually touching anything, because that would just not be good. But it turned out pretty nice. It was easy to do. I put it into the wall with some concrete anchors, and that was pretty much it. The only thing that didn't make it in, I have 2 corded tools. The only thing that didn't make it in was the router. I just have too many little bits and bobs because I have like the full dust collection set up. I have the T-track set up. I have the plunge base. I have the regular base. There's just like too many little bits and bobs in there to make the router work up here. That's about as complicated as I was willing to get. So all of these are really simple. It took me probably 15 or 20 minutes to make each of the little holds, the things that the little rack mount things. And as you can see, these just like lift up out of here. I put a little piece of wood on the back of this one. This one was long enough that it touched the other cleat, so gave it a little bit of stability. But see that this one has like that little plastic, or a little piece of wood is there for the cleat. And boom, that was super simple. It does bother me a little bit that this is off, but there was no way to get it. It was not worth it to get it exactly. And it gives me plenty of room to grab the tool. So that's the thing that I wanted to make sure every one of these did, was give me plenty of room to grab the tool. This thing was just a nightmare though. So anyway, sorry. That was the little bit of shop update stuff. I wanted to talk about 3 flashlights that I got in recently. I'm waiting on a 4th one, but it was made in Germany, shipped from China, and coming to the US. So it's somewhere in transit. This brand, the brand that I'm waiting for, they just started selling flashlights to the United States. I've been looking at them for a long time, but they never had them available in the United States, and they just started shipping in the United States. So I was like, let's take a look. So the first thing I wanted to look at was this. This is the Lumintop Tool AA 3.0. This is a very simple dual fuel one AA flashlight. So it has a lithium ion battery with a charging port built in. It has an output of 900 lumens out the front on high, 15 to 20 lumens on low. If you go to a regular alkaline, I think it drops to 200, but the low is a really useful, I think it's like 2 or 3 lumens. So really good low on the alkaline and a decent high on the lithium ion. But the really cool thing about this light is it's just a really simple light that made no mistakes. Look, like it tail stands well, it fits in your hand, it's not gigantic, it's big. You know, you could get a E-switch version that's like maybe this big, but it's still, you know, a nice size flashlight. But the really cool feature, my favorite feature in this light, is this. Let's see if you can see it. There you go. it has an RGB LED underneath the tail cap, and this tail cap is translucent. And so instead of needing to do like the epoxy glue, tritium vial stuff that makes a giant mess, you just have this thing right here, which is a really easy thing to use and manipulate and make work. It just is obvious and subtle at the same time. Like in the middle of the night, if this is like on my nightstand, I don't wake up because of this. But if I do wake up and I need to use the light, it's really easy to find it. And I just think this is something that more light companies should be doing. It's a really great advancement. And this is a sub $30 flashlight. I picked this up on Amazon, and it was, I want to say, 26 bucks shipped. So if you are looking for a basic, do pretty much all you need to do and not be super fancy light, you're going to be hard pressed to find something better than the Lumintop Tool AA V3. That review is already up on the website. The other light that I got in, this is the Sofirn SC13. It is a very, very tiny CR123A. If you compare it to the 47's Mini Turbo, it is only a smidge bigger, like maybe an 1/8 or a 1/16 of an inch bigger. It is a side switch, so that's not my favorite thing, but it does have a charging port, and the charging port feels tactilely different. Like if I have my eyes closed and I pick up the light, I can immediately tell that this is not, and I have my eyes closed, this is not the switch, this is the switch. And it's because of the shape of the switch. The switch is perfectly round, and this has like a tab here that makes it clear that it is not the switch. That is not always the case on flashlights in this format. But really small light. It has a Fresnel lens on it. It has a magnetic tail cap. It tail stands quite well. It does have a pocket clip. The pocket clip is a tip up pocket clip. No. Flashlight companies do not do that. This is a mortal sin, but because the light is so small, I can put it in my jeans pocket and it'll be there. I've yet to have it hot pocket. I have not carried it extensively. I carried it like 1 or 2 days. I haven't carried it like a full week, and that'll be a good test to figure out how much it hot pockets. Overall, I really like the light. It is bright, and it has a horrible tint. Like, guys, come on. Like, the new LEDs, like that is not, that's a good tint, right? Not crazy. I mean, you can see, it's just like, what is this? This, like, no, yes. Ugh, just awful tint. Anyway, it was 22 bucks, and I think they have it on sale now, or 26 bucks. They have it on sale now for something like 15 bucks off the Sofirn website as this video is going up. This is just a really good, simple, cheap pocket light. You know, like it's not gonna break the bank, but it'll give you enough light to get home for sure. It's not gonna light up the side of a mountain, but it also fits in your coin pocket. So it's an interesting light. I like Sofirn stuff. I have another, the SC13. It's a little keychain light, and it's really good. So I was like, let's try a full-size one. And this is a pretty compact full-size light. Overall, I don't know if I like the non-zebra light side switches. Like the side switches, they got to be zebra light side switches because otherwise they hot pocket. But this one has it, so we'll see. And then the last light that I got in is this thing, the Keylite 500 from Acebeam. And this is one of the most compact flashlights I have ever seen. It is dead simple. It is just super, super tiny. This thing is almost the exact size of a USB drive. It has a charging port, a USB-C charging port here. By the way, this is USB-C. This is USB-C. We've finally migrated over to USB-C, which is lovely. It has a really small charging port over here, USB-C charging port. And then it's basically just a square with a switch on the side. And it still will do full 600. That's a really bright little light for such a tiny, tiny, tiny package. It has a lanyard attachment point here, though the lanyard you'd have to use is basically the one that came with it. You could not use your own lanyard. This hole is so tiny. It needs one of those like very thin braided straps. Overall, I like the light a lot. It is a good form factor. If I'm trying to carry like absolute minimal carry because I'm wearing shorts or I don't want to attract any attention at all, I'll drop this and then the gents knife from A.G. Russell in my pocket, and they take up almost no space. They are wonderful pocket companions, and you can fit both of them in your coin pocket, and you'll have the ability to do a little bit of work. Like this will definitely get you home from the train to the car in a dark parking lot. It'll light up the table underneath the restaurant in case you dropped your keys. Like, this is a good light that will get you through, 70%, 75% of the daily lighting tasks you need. It'll be enough to walk out to the garbage, to take out the garbage, those kind of things. And it's super duper tiny. I mean, like, there are very few lights out there that make the 4.7's mini turbo look big, but this light does, and I'm just super impressed with it. So really like the Acebeam Keylite 500. I don't know if I want to write a full review on a light this tiny with this few features, but I might because it's pretty good. Acebeam always surprises me with how good their stuff is. So that was a Sweet Stuff Saturday. Last thing I want to show you is this. We went crystal hunting, the boys, my dad and I, for Labor Day, and the boys found a bunch of quartz crystals. This was the biggest one, and they just pulled it out of the ground at like a crystal place, a crystal mine, and it is huge. It was like crazy. It's just like sitting there, and it's a double termination. So you can see there's a termination here. There's actually 3 terminations, but the main termination is this one. And, like, it's legit big. We had a great time. It was super fun. The boys got really excited, and I don't blame them, because when I was little and collecting rocks, had I seen something like this, I would have lost my mind. But the fact that we were able to just pull it out of the ground is pretty crazy. So that's it. Go to the website, read the website, go to the YouTube channel, watch some videos, and thanks a lot.